Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft 1.14 from my Patreon server. I want to just remind you all, if you want to join me on this server, there's a link in the description, patreon.com/Fikibreaker. You can support me there for $5 and you can get access to this server or the modded server, one or the other, and we can play together and have amazing fun times. So let's begin with today's episode. This cave spider spawner is just annoying. The more I do testing in creative, the harder it is to get the cave spiders to properly do what I want them to do. So I kind of had the idea of basically us doing this, having a water elevator going up here. Whoops. And I could do this with kelp and all that. I'm not going to do it right now. But basically, the spiders would then flow from all three spawners into here. They would flow down here. They would push each other into this water elevator, and they would slowly make their way upwards, like so, and like so, and like so. So basically, eventually, we would get them up to the top, and I can't really do that right now because I have to get out for scaffolding. And we could just have a killing area, like right here. So they would come up over there. They would be transported to, let's say, this block, and then they would flow over, or maybe even one higher, and I would stand here. Here is where, let's say, the chest would be. I would be 2 blocks away, far enough away so they couldn't poison me. You could whack them with your sword and get your XPs and all that. And the more I do that, the more I get discouraged to finish off this farm the way I wanted it to. And I don't want to just throw all of my work that I did here away, basically. So what I'm thinking is since we have that spawner flowing from there, that one flowing from there down here, we can just set up a room of magma blocks over here. And then we set up a minecart collection system underneath. So we would basically remove this water and this water. And the spiders would just casually flow down here and get murderized on the magma blocks. And we don't really need that much of space because we can just do like a wall right here, for example. And I want to use the colored clays as well. So that would be kind of where the wall would be. And this is where the line would come over. So basically like this. And then this floor would be magma blocks. And then we can just do a collection area for string, basically. And we can pretty much just have this as our AFK fishing spot. Even though we just built an AFK fish farm in the base, we could still use that one if we wanted to, but we can farm up some string, which is neat for some wool. And I think this should be good. And for an XP farm for early times, we can work on either the double blaze spawner, which is going to be really cool, or we're probably going to go fight the ender dragon pretty soon-ish, because I'm going to be going on vacation or in July at some point. I haven't really decided which date yet, but I'm going to be gone for probably a week or maybe 2, I don't know, depending on how many videos I can get made for that day. But basically, I want to do the ender dragon fight before I go on vacation, so people have access to the end, and they can start working on enderman farms and like shulker farms and all that stuff. So that's going to be pretty cool. So yeah, I think we're going to do that and just replace the floor with magma blocks. It's not what I wanted to do, and break our scaffolding. And I think we can just go inside and do that. I really love scaffolding. I think it's one of the best additions to the game. It just works really nicely with it. And with the texture pack that I can see through the block, it's really cool. So yeah, let me go gather a few resources back at the base. I think I have magma blocks, at least some. I don't know if I have enough, but I have some. So I'll go gather that, and then we can work on the spawner. I've gathered the resources that I need, hopefully everything, and I already put in the rails that the minecart is going to sit on. We need to add a regular rail here, and then we need a repeater right here. So what we have basically is a comparator detecting this hopper, then it outputs its signal into the block, which turns off the torch, which turns off the repeater, and basically makes this happen. If we add this guy here, give you, let's say, this 13 stone to pick up, which is going to go do on its way back. And basically, it's going to start to drop off the stone here in this hopper until it's fully empty. and then it's just gonna go off and pick up stuff again, basically. So that is pretty neat. And it is a functioning system. So what I'm gonna do for the moment is just break you, and we can remake it right now. And I need to go grab the magma blocks to put in, but we're gonna also have just some storage up here. And I don't really know where I wanna put the storage. I could probably kind of hide it back here behind this ceiling wall, I guess. Because we can stand, whoops, that's not what I wanted. We can stand over there. I wanted to point. Apparently, I can't play Minecraft properly anymore. So I wanted to point at this, basically. That if we stand here, we can pick up stuff from over here, from the chests. Let's go make some, actually, just so I can show you what I mean. Let's do chesticles. Oh, I don't have the recipe learned. There we go, now we learned it. So make me, oh yeah, that many chests. Perfect. The perfectly perfect amount of chests. So if we have them, because this is actually not needed, to be honest, we can just have it on the layer lower. So we can put down some red clay, which I think I have still. And this is where the wall's gonna be, so we're gonna leave that, at least inside. And what we can probably add is I mean, this would be probably good as a viewing area if we added some glass down there, because we're not gonna have any lights anywhere, or anyway, because I wanna have everything dark there. So we can just add some glass so it could be a viewing area. And if we stand AFK probably here or here somewhere, I think it's gonna be fine to reach all the spawners. That is exactly what I totally wanted to do, is to jump down and hurt myself. Okay, so I need to figure out where the chests go, basically. So we can't put them in here because there's the spawner. We can't put them in there because there's the spawner. We could put them here on the side, but then we have to route items backwards. I think we can do it back here, and we're just gonna route the items there into a water stream, and the water stream can go underneath, elevator up, store it in there, and we can box it in basically, and hopefully eventually make this pretty by building the mountain over it with lots and lots of clay that we can get once we get a beacon, or I can borrow a beacon from Weightmaker, because we only need the 9 iron blocks and then the beacon to instant mine this with efficiency 5, I believe. And we can just go to a different part of this mesa, which is kind of huge, and just mine the clay over there. Or I can actually ask Weasels if he has some, and we can build the mountain over it, kind of. I think that could be cool. Or maybe do an even cooler idea that I had just now. What if we build a... We could probably have to do like 16 by 16 just to make it pretty. Like 3 heads of cave spiders, and we call it... There's a mountain in Slovenia called a, if we would directly translate it, it would be called the Tri-Head, because it has 3 different peaks, and we could do 3 cave spider heads. One facing this way, the other one a little bit lower facing that way, and this one, say, facing this way. And then we have something over here. That could work, I think. Okay, let me get to some work and figure out where the chests are gonna be and how the room's gonna look, and we'll be back. I realized that if we want to do item transportation, at least fast item transportation, we need some ice or packed ice, and for that we need Silk Touch, and we also need to find an ice biome. So I think we're gonna just set this up as much as we can without ice, and then we can go find some ice. Maybe I can ask Weasels if he can hop on and trade me a Silk Touch book. He offered me that in Discord. So what I want to just do here is set this up if I can remember it. I believe it's like this, and then 2 more like this. And then we put a rail here and a rail here. No, a rail here and then a block here. And then we put a comparator there. And I probably should be using stone bricks for this, just so I know that I must not break those blocks. So let's do that and that. Add the rail. Yep, that's doing the clock thing that I wanted to. And are you dropping things? You are. Wonderful. That is what we want. And we can put that there. And then a redstone torch. And I need a crafting table, because I don't want to go upstairs just to craft a redstone torch. I add it here, boom. And that, like that, turns off the clock. So basically, as soon as this guy gets items, which would be like this, they get immediately dropped, and it's like friendly because there's no redstone, and it only runs when items are coming in, and it keeps up with the hopper speed, and that's pretty neat. Okay, so here is where the ice is gonna go, and then it's gonna go over to here, and I haven't really prepared anything for the chest because I remembered that we need ice. So let me ask Weasels if he can pop on to trade me a silk touch book so we can add it to one of our pickaxes. I have another efficiency 4 on breaking 3 that I chanted in between episodes, because I did a tiny bit more mining, and we have this fortune one that's slightly broken, and I want to kind of preserve this one as much as I can to just use on diamonds and redstone and coal and stuff like that. So I'm down here with Weasels. We first of all didn't find books in his fishing farm, so he got a villager with silk touch and apparently riptide. So I'm gonna give him 5 stacks of cobblestone, like that, for the silk touch book, which is really cool. So I'll say thanks and be on my way in a magical water elevator. Nice. Okay, I need to find my horse now, and we need to go to the ice spikes. I have the coordinates written down. I went to Admist to check it out. I don't want to force people to have to explore half the world to find ice spikes, so I just went into Admist. Did I do 4 stacks? I think I did 5. I thought I did 5. There we go. Okay, 5 stacks. It's fun. I have cobble for days pretty much, so I need to find my way back to the base, which I'm going to the wrong area. Or not to the base. I need to go to the nether, basically, to find myself a tunnel, or to dig myself a tunnel to the ice spikes biome, which is at 4,600 and minus 2,500. So it's a little bit away, but hopefully we can find our way. The tunnel has been dug. It's quite a bit long, and we can see where we end up. I put all my netherrack in the chest there. If somebody needs it, they can take it. I don't really need it right now, but we might need it in the future to smelt into nether brick, but that's okay. So let's see where we end up. There's gonna be probably a lag spike for loading everything, but we should find ourselves in an ice spike biome. I spawned in here in the cave. The portal was right here. I just took it down. So now we need to dig our way up to the surface and set up the portal at the right coordinates. So I'm going to do that, and hopefully everything connects properly. The portal needs to be here at 4,600 minus 2,500. So we can just do that like so, and maybe possibly chop down the spruce tree so it's not in the way. Okay. And then we can go 1, 2, 3. I'll put a dirt block. 1, 2, 3. And then we can get rid of the leaves. Can actually fill up this much, make a 3x3 portal, possibly put down some more grass, but that should connect properly if everything went correctly. Nice. Sweet. They're connected. I need to put down some signs. I'm gonna craft them out of the spruce that I just got so we can label the tunnel. And we're probably gonna be moving the nether hub, which currently is not really a hub at all, but it's just some stuff placed in above the lake, above the nether, basically. But we're gonna move that up to this nether ceiling, I think, because it's gonna be easiest. But we have ice spikes over there, so I'm gonna go collect ourselves some packed ice, and I don't know if this is now blue ice, or is it just, it's packed ice. Yeah, it's just the texture is different and it feels darker. But I'm gonna collect a bunch of this, and then we're gonna head back. I harvested the ice, and I basically harvested packed ice, but we have a recipe that turns blue ice back into packed ice, and we can turn packed ice back into ice if we wanted to, and vice versa, basically. So it's kind of like a neat storage recipe for ice, which is really cool. So we're just gonna go down here, and over here we're gonna set up the ice path, and I can just use probably stone bricks. I'm gonna need to go get some more, I think, for the sides. I don't really want to use glass because I don't have that much sand right now. So let's just block this off so we can get rid of it, and we can get rid of all of these fence gates as well, which are not going to be a thing that we need. We can get rid of that. And then we can come up to here. I still haven't set up where I want the storage, so I'm gonna go figure that out now, and we will hook this up to an item elevator. I have the ice in place, and I also put the chests in place, so we need to add the elevator here, but I am sweating my pants off because it's so hot today. And I think I'm going to end the episode up here. I don't know how long it is, but hopefully it is long enough for you guys. So with that, I want to thank you all so much for watching. We're going to come back next episode and finish off this build, get it all sorted out, get a nice building for it. And yeah, that should be good. So thank you again. Support me on Patreon if you want, and I will see you all in the next episode. Have a great one. Bye-bye.